Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Venus Fridays when Love Speaks. I don't know why I'm excited today, but I am. I have some information for you that I think will be very useful, and that makes me feel good. I'm not talking about anything sensational today. We're not dealing with open relationships or anything like that, but I want you to know that there is some really productive relationship energy in the air right now. So I just want to talk about that and give you a sense of encouragement for all of your relationships, especially the ones that matter, the ones that are close to your heart. So Venus, as you may know, is in the sign of Gemini right now. And Gemini, of course, is an air sign, and it's a mutable air sign, which just means that it's always flexible and willing to consider different points of view. So Venus in Gemini is a time when relationships can be fun, there can be lightness and playfulness, but also there can be discussions, there can be clarity, and there can be listening, because Gemini is a sign of wanting to consider all the options. So now that Venus is in the sign of Gemini for the next few weeks, we all have the opportunity to listen to each other a little bit more, even a tiny bit. If you just say, okay, I'm gonna make it my intention to listen, then maybe I can be heard if someone knows that I am listening to what their concerns are. So I want you to just give yourself a little exercise. And you don't have to tell anyone that you're doing this or that I gave it to you. Just ask yourself, can I take 30 seconds to listen to what my friend, my partner, my parent, my lover is saying without interrupting? Better yet, can I take some time just to allow them to finish their sentences before I utter a word? And not listening so that I can come back, but listening, genuinely saying, you're worth listening to, I care. So just as a thought exercise, when you're with someone you are close to, just take a deep breath and just know that you're going to be in a space where you're going to just receive. And then if you can hold on to it without reacting, you can either say, hey, I hear you. Thank you for sharing. You can say, hey, I hear you. I'm going to get back to you on that after I have thought about it. But I hear you. I respect you. Thank you. Give me a minute to respond. Or you can say, wow, I appreciate that. And now may I speak? May I tell you how I feel? There's a lot of different options, right? There's no one way. However, the key thing is you're going to decide to listen completely to what the people around you have to say. And if you can do that, I swear you're going to have better relationships, because the people close to you are going to feel like you hear them, you respect them, you're open to them. And it's something that's going to lead to a sense of deeper connection. And that's useful, right? Is that useful? I think it is. So the reason I think this is important too is because, and the reason why I felt excited about this message today is because Venus in Gemini for the next 6 days is approaching Saturn in Aquarius. And so with Venus in Gemini, the sign of openness and communication, approaching Saturn, which is structure and stability, we all, over the next week, have the opportunity to create more structure, more stability, more certainty in our relationships just by discussing openly with an open mind and listening whenever there's a concern or if there are concerns. It's really simple, but we often don't do it. We just don't do it. We're stuck. We get in our ruts. We get in our ways, and we get in our feelings, as the saying goes. We get caught up in our feelings. So we say we do it. We say we listen. We say we care. We say we're open. We say we find ways to say what's on our mind constructively, but do we really do it? You have to answer that for yourself. But I can tell you for sure that for the next 6 days, Venus is moving closer to Saturn, and that means not in a dramatic way, not in a big, hey, let me give you some roses and some chocolates and let's go out and have a fantastic date night. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about let's just listen to each other and talk about the things that matter. Let's just allow each other to say what's on our mind, and let's not react, and let's know that we are definitely not taking anything personal, and that our intention is simply to stabilize and make our relationships more grounded and focused. Just a simple intention to be not asking too much or not asking more than I'm willing to give, and being willing to receive what it is that you need and what it is that you're willing to give. Very simple but foundational attitudes and the shift in focus. So I promise you, if you take these next 6 days and decide that you're going to be more intentional, more focused, and not expect big grand things, but that you are going to take little steps forward, it will make all the difference in the world and creating a whole different atmosphere for you. And and this is especially useful if you're dealing with financial issues of any kind, especially with your partners. You can say it doesn't matter what has been happening previous to this, but why don't we budget? Why don't we just create a little budget? Or why don't we decide to cut back on some things? Why don't we decide that there's some things we don't have to do right now, some things we don't really need? Maybe we can put a little bit more into our joint investments or into our individual investments. Maybe this is a good time to call our financial planner, right? So financially, this is good for you. And Venus always deals with relationships and money, because relationship is exchanging energy, and money is always about the exchange of energy in some form or another. You give something so that you can receive something back, right? So it's a good time for relationships to have stability. It's a good time to create financial stability, and it's a good time to lower your expectations, but at the same time, not lower them to the degree that you're saying, I'm going to settle, but to the degree that you are saying, I understand that it takes time and patience for things to grow and get better, and for things to mature. And that's the key word for what you have the opportunity to develop, invest, or increase during the next 6 days. Mature love, mature relationships, mature, stable finances. This is what's at stake. This is what you can actively create and actively choose for yourself right now. The universe is saying it's time for this. So please take some steps and go forward in this way. And I wish you the best. I know that you can do it. I'm here for you. If you need any insight, any help, you can always reach out to me at astrologicastrology.com for a reading, or you can watch other videos and messages on our YouTube channel, Astrologic Astrology. And we post nice thoughts and ideas on our Instagram channel, Astrologic Astrology. So always wishing you love and peace, and saying goodbye with the word namaste. The spirit in me recognizes and honors the spirit in you.